Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros, Jon and Nez hanging out, Black and Yellow Dog app platform of the people, Underdog Fantasy, and a great night last night for the community, Nez. Great night. Pause if you heard that one before, but some winners in the community there. You yourself with another top 10 in the main contest there. Some of our IQ takes, our Embiid takes, aged quite well there yesterday. So happy for the community.
Yeah, man. Some nice nights. Got some good tags, like you said. Yeah, it was definitely a weird one. I wish I could have gotten better volume in, but really, really happy to have the result that I did have. Yeah, that was a chaotic slate, an absolutely chaotic slate.
Yeah, it was. I watched a good portion of the initial games there, and then I was playing puck in the evening. But yeah, I watched a lot of the Sixers game, and it was pretty crazy to be up 24 at isolated moments, and then just let Embiid go cold on the bench for no reason, where they could have just they could have put that game out of reach if they wanted to in the third quarter. We know that the Bulls have been a really good third quarter team for whatever it's worth. Maybe it's halftime adjustments. Maybe it's just variance, but they've been a really good third quarter team. But I thought they had a chance to put it out of reach, and instead they run the bench unit long. They let them back in the game, and then Vucci Main takes care of business at the buzzer against them there. So yeah, that was a crazy game. That was the majority of the stuff I watched. What were you watching?
What did I watch? I stayed up for the late game. Watched that one. And then watched Suns Warriors as well. That wasn't the latest, right? I don't think so. The Clippers one.
Now I'm forgetting. No, the 8 o'clock game was OKC, LA. Yeah. So you watched Suns Warriors with Jimmy being ruled in, and then Jimmy exiting early.
Yeah, that was annoying as hell. But yeah, those were good late games. Shout out to Mark Williams. Had a nice night.
Yeah.
I mean, fully in that rotation, closed with the starters there. Suns made it a decently close game. Ended up losing by 11. But yeah, I like the way that the Suns look there, even though the Warriors are, old and banged up. But at any rate, the Suns are looking better than I originally thought. And then, yeah, Thunder absolutely took care of business. The Thunder, bro, are like, dude, how many? I don't even know how to phrase this, bro. But the Thunder are so goddamn good. They're so deep. They're just they're stupid deep. I'm just like, what if AJ Mitchell and Aaron Wiggins were on the Nets? What would they be doing? Those guys are so good, and they're gonna be getting 20 minutes maybe, whenever the Thunder are fully healthy. Truly set up to way more set up to benefit in the regular season than the postseason. I mean, they're gonna dominate no matter what. But just thinking regular season wise,
yeah,
they could do some special shit, man. Because they are so good. They are so good.
Yeah, they're well on their way to doing some special shit. They obviously still haven't lost yet, but they're just that we talked about them last year, man. They were still the youngest team in the league. They were the best defensive team in the league. I don't know. It's crazy, man. They're the only thing I could say about them that I don't like is they're playing a little slow. And I think it might have to do with the personnel right now and the fact that they've had so many moving pieces in and out of the lineup. I mean, anyone who tells you they're not the stone cold favorites to repeat this year is just dunce cap, in my opinion, because they're leaps and bounds better than the next team in basketball right now.
Yeah, 100%. The pace for sure, I agree. I think is trying to keep things slow for Shea and Chet and basically everybody, but you do not want to play slow against OKC, bro. You do not want to get into half court set with them because you have no entry pass. You have nothing against them. They are swarming. They're on top of you. It was so frustrating to watch from a Clippers standpoint. You could tell they were getting pissed off and frustrated. Yeah, they were really relying on just shooting Omega hot from three, and then eventually it all wore out.
Yeah. Man, big shout out to the Cheese, always coming in here with the GM. He's making a Mario Kart joke here with we're the star, dude. We are the star apparently to his Mario Kart. We supercharge him up the leaderboard. Love that so much, Corey. Appreciate the $50, man. That is above and beyond. Thank you so much. Make good on some of this stuff here. We had a bunch of donations behind the paywall yesterday. Mad respect. We also had like 8 new members join up there alongside the 25 that we got on Monday there. So make good on it going forward here. Nez and I were just talking. We're going to have a bonus no strip Nez at some point this week. You want to tease the people there, Nez?
Yeah, I think maybe tonight. Do some dog bowl drafting tonight, post projections. Everybody's got the answers to the test from Leone. Everybody's ready to go in and upload their CSVs. So, yeah, I think that would be a good time to do some dog bowl drafting. I plan on going pretty hard for the remainder of these qualifiers. I'm going to be drafting at night. Might as well stream it and just hang out and vibe. So that is my plan.
Right on, dude. Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. Tomorrow's a really light slate, guys. There's a Primetime Palooza slate, but then there's only one NBA game, so we're not going to have a slate tomorrow. So make sure you get your Hump Day Hoops stuff in today because there's going to be nothing hoops-wise to play tomorrow. Badge Bros might officially take an off day here, Nez. We've been putting in a lot, I'm not going to lie, and a little bit behind the scenes there too. Your boy's going to go see the great Connor Bedard this evening, I think, and go to a concert tomorrow night. So maybe we should just push it. But if I'm feeling frisky tomorrow morning, maybe I'll throw up a members only like 25-minute video on the Primetime Palooza slate. But don't hold my feet to the fire on that one. Nez will do the no strip stuff, and then we'll do off and on the clock for sure on Friday there. Nez, a couple other things I wanted to hit on through the community here. We got to hit a couple wins for the people from yesterday. I will bring up the result stuff from the main BR, but we will start with the community, man. We'll start with our guy Davis, man. Our guy Davis, Dirt Bike Davis out here, took down the hardest contest on the site, the buzzer beater right there. Our resident Supercross expert out here with the Emmanuel Quickly play there, one that we really like. You talked about Mark Dubb there, RJ Barrett, who was one of my highest owned, Joel Embiid, who was my highest owned. 3 Raptors on here. You know, Raptors playing fast, Raptors playing well in that Bucks game. We kind of questioned, hey man, you know, Windhurst up with Giannis last night. How much effort would we get? What would we get with Toronto being 3-point favorites at home on the back-to-back there? Josh Giddey, triple-double monster. Scotty Bolway on this one. Beautiful lineup.
Yeah, no, this was sweet, man. Loved the testimonial. Dude was listening to us on the job, made some ranks, put in 20 autos, and next thing you know, he's got 2K in the account. I love it. Shout out to you on the Embiid call, man. That was the call of the night for sure. You know, like just getting as many Embiid shares as you can and seeing what happens. And then yeah, the question of the season so far has been like, which Raptor do you draft? And in this slate, it was, well, just take them all, take all of them and see what happens. But couldn't have happened to a better dude, man. Shout out Davis, true day one, staple of the Discord. Appreciate you, bro, and congrats.
Love it, man. Yeah. This kind of the big Mark Dubb too. We love him. Like this is kind of like a little bit of our guys team there. So kind of cool to see there, man. The Embiid stuff, it could have ran out so much better too. I kept saying in the Discord, 27 minutes at a 2.3. I thought he was a monster spot, like just in general here against Fuchs. I thought it was monster spot in the SAR matchup as well. And I was like, if we can just get 27 minutes and, you know, fuck Nick Nurse. You knew he was going to start. You knew he was going to sit tonight, and there was no reason. You could have given him a couple extra in there. He didn't play particularly well in the latter half of that game after he had the huge stint where he sat basically through halftime, through halftime. Like short stint to start the third, and then he sat all the way until like 6 minutes left in the fourth there. If he had actually got the 27 and the shot fell a little bit, he truly would have broke the slate. You know, stocks were there and everything. Great matchup for him. Also want to hit on this one, man. Christian, aka Icy FFB, taking down the crossover here. Also had a top 10 in the main there. Very similar lineup here. Maxi, I put Maxi on the cover today because he's just been so effing good, and he needed some shine on the cover there. Could also be an okay spot again tonight and rival some of those guys, even though man, I continue to worry about the minutes on these back-to-backs with a guy like him, but he's Energizer Bunny, so he's fine out there. But very similar stuff. You're going to see the Toronto stuff on here. You're going to see the Sixers stuff on here times 3. Got to that Kelly Oubre play, who admittedly we weren't huge fans of, just given how many bodies they were going to have. And then the con play, the Knipple one that we talked about, just as like he can fill it up in multiple categories. He started really strong and then didn't end so strong, but it was enough to get it done in the crossover.
Yeah, another nice team, dude. Con looking good. And that was a good spot for him. Kind of thought that's one of those ancillary pieces for Sixers or Bulls would matter. And I mean, mattered enough here for Christian to get this one in. So got to put a name to the username. I see ICFFB all the time. Good stuff, dude. Nice lineup.
Yeah, very nice stuff there. Move into the main contest here. Sun 007. We've seen his name around for a long time there. Very similar roster construction stuff. You guys will see here, like, you just needed some pieces of Toronto. You needed some of that Chicago plus Sixers game. And then Mark Dubb was kind of a staple of like 5th or 6th round there. Ralph God was tied up with him there. Nez is up here tied with Zakarian. Sanjay Rich, the legend who dropped off 100 Badge Bros memberships after the 5,000X Pick 'em hit once upon a time, is up here as well. So big shouts to the community. Yeah,
it was a good night. We're very happy when we come away with money. It's very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Your boy got 100 in there, minus 50% on the night. Just kind of an evergreen reminder that when you play the contingent upside game, that just because the news breaks right and or wrong for you doesn't imply that the secondary player is going to smash in that isolated instance. So, I played a lot of IQ, which I was quite, fond of. I was really fond of the Embiid stuff. You think it would be enough to get you, in the direction of cashing. But what I ended up playing was Sexton, Kuminga, and Trey Murphy, a lot of based on where I thought the news was going to go. And the news broke right in 2 out of 3 of those. And it actually ended up breaking right for Kuminga as well because Jimmy Buckets got banged up. But it just did not matter because they weren't good plays, good spots, good whatever. So just an evergreen reminder for everybody there. Okay with how I played yesterday. Maybe deserved a little bit of a better fate in future S words.
Yeah, I outside of like my top lineup, my next highest lineup was 261 in 234th place.
Take a look.
So
take a look at your top one there.
Yeah, that was I didn't have like a lot of Scotty Barnes. I think I was at like 13% Scotty Barnes. So to get this one in with the right combos was really helpful. This is definitely, I think this is one of the last lineups that I drafted. I was visiting some friends and I saw like, okay, like the slate was about to fill. So I was like, let me just I had like 58 left to make it, or I had like 8 left to make it an even 100. So like, all right, let me just do 8 autos. So then I threw in these 8 autos, gave Embiid a big bump, and I got home. But I had way more IQ than I expected. I think off of what swaps? Zion. My Zion swaps gave me a ton of IQ. Like 42%, which is insane.
Oh wow. Yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah, those are like all swaps. And then a lot of Mark Williams, which was helpful.
Nice. Right on, man. Well played. Good evening there for you. Good evening for the community. Shout out to Christian, who's rolling through right now, dropping off 10 at our door and just saying wouldn't have been on the Embiid plus Hornets 6 rounders yesterday without you guys. So mad respect. Much love, my friend. Appreciate you tapping into the members only yesterday. 10 boards for Con. Yeah, that was just kind of what we were talking about, how he can do it in multiple ways, right? Whereas like Sexton, you kind of need the scoring, and he's not the greatest scorer in the world. Like I like Colin Sexton, but he's not necessarily like the 1-for-1 jam it in guy. So for you guys to get on, Con in the last round at discounted ownership was really sharp. Yeah, the nipple for the win. Love it. Actually, we'll talk about this game tonight, obviously, again, because of the pool Q tag and what's going on with the Pels. But yeah, only 17 minutes for Jeremiah Fears last night. I know he was stone cold chalk on the redacted. I know a lot of people swapped to him We didn't get the Poole in the starting lineup news until after lock for us. So yeah, I don't know if he got banged up or he just got kind of like pulled from the rotation and they ran Hawkins and Queen and all those guys in the last quarter there. I'm taking a look at it right now. Did you watch any of the end of that ball game?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch the Pels.
Okay. Yeah, that was one that I was kind of like, I was flipping between stuff and just chilling, but I was watching way more of the Sixers stuff than
Yeah, I know we're about to look at it, but like before we do, I think I would just say like hard to read in too much anything the Pelicans do.
Sure, yeah.
They're just like a really, really bad organization, and they're going to do a lot of shit that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, one foul. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything. Like the Derek Queen stuff caught me off guard. Like I know some sharp guys were on it. I saw it in the ETR Discord that Winky was talking about it and stuff to get on Queen. Like that one really surprised me. 41 fantasy points or whatever, and just closed the whole fourth quarter in that one.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know until yesterday that Kevin Looney was a Pelican.
You didn't know. It's only his second game, and the first game he only played like 15 or 16 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
yeah.
Why are people like excited about Looney? But I think tonight might be a Derek Queen night, but I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll talk through it. I mean, we got 11 games to go through, so I'm not sure we need to scroll to Derek Queen in this one, but hey.
We don't. Not. Let me just say that like very quickly. We do not. But
yeah. Owned the TKH Shade owned the fourth quarter there. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Thanks again to the community. Corey dropping off 50. Thanks again to Christian there, and mad respect to Davis and Christian and whoever else we hit on there. Nez as well. Sun 007 as well. All right, Nez, let's move into this evening. How many drafts have you done? How are you feeling about your current process?
I think I've done 10 buzzer beaters and 57 mains. So I had like a weird number. And then I got my crossovers done as well. I'm attacking Q tags pretty aggressively here, most of them.
Okay.
I set myself up for a ton of late swaps. So I've got a lot of Embiid, and I'm also taking a lot of Jimmy Butler right now as well.
Okay.
Kind of like a win-win situation with Jimmy. Like maybe he suits up and like, okay, cool, no Steph. Like sure, why not? Sure. And then if he sits, I get access to swaps, and I think there's going to be a lot of interesting swaps on today's slate. So that has been like my first initial read. But in terms of the Q tags that I'm aggressive on, 47% Anthony Edwards and 45% Austin Reeves so far.
Wow. Okay. Are those basically bets on the fact that they're going to play this evening? And we had the Unabated had the uptick in Anthony Edwards going through shoot around. It's Ant who tends to play through everything, who you're shocked when he missed games. The narrative around him was that he wants to, push for MVP or something prior to this injury this season. We also know that he's had like a little bit of a history with like, rolled ankles and stuff like that, but he tends to play through that kind of stuff. Is this just kind of like a Ant in the garden? He's going to play full if he's back.
That's what I think. I don't think he's a minutes limit guy when he returns. So that could fare poorly. I know ETR definitely doesn't have like a full minutes projection on him. I don't think. I'd be shocked if that was a full minutes projection on him that they got. But I think that he will. Decent spot for New York for him to like chuck up a bunch of threes. So yeah, I think him and Reeves will both be active here. Just seem like really good prices for who they are and where they're going.
Okay, cool. Yeah, some of the stuff I was looking at this morning, like some places Ant in and around 30. No one had them like 33, 34, 35 or anything like that, but I saw like 31s, 30s, like that sort of deal, like very similar in and around like Jaw minutes would basically be my comp. Yeah, the Sabonis stuff. Do you have a read on that one? Another guy who tends to almost always play through the Qs, but as you alluded to, shorthanded Warriors team tonight. We already know no Steph, and then Jimmy as the Q tag.
Yeah, I lean that he plays.
Okay.
I guess we will see. If he does not play, obviously, I think Russell Westbrook gets a pretty big bump for like rebounding purposes and just floor time and everything
Sure.
for Russ.
Yep.
Including DeMar DeRozan in that beneficiary category as well. But I think Sabonis plays. I've gotten him at like pick 20 quite often. That's like it's like a no-brainer. I don't even think so. I'm not even a big Sabonis guy, but like, pick 20. Yeah, I will take Sabonis there.
Okay, let's just have a this or that conversation, I guess. Sabonis, Ja, or Almond at like 18, 19, 20.
I think Amen one.
Yeah.
Who the Grizzlies play tonight?
Rockets. That's a game correlation.
Oh, yeah, no. Sabonis, Ja. Do not like Ja tonight.
Okay. Reeves' injury was fake last game, and Reeves is at shoot around, so that's kind of like the sentiment amongst the community. Yeah, I don't know if it was fake. He's just played a shit ton of minutes without Luka, and then they had a spot where Luka was going to come back and play, and then they could kind of like let him have it, or let them both have a night off or whatever, right?
Yeah, I think that was he needed rest for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, just interesting to note this evening. Obviously, we'll talk about the back-to-backs and stuff, but they're also a nationally televised game on ESPN. It's Minnesota at New York with the first game, which has the whole, Cat revenge game narratives and that sort of stuff. Cat with the Q tag as well. And then the Spurs at Lakers is the late nationally televised game.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. I just saw this one too. Dave alluded to that Walker Kessler shoulder surgery done for the year. That's sad because he's definitely one of the guys that we're big time rooters for.
Yeah, that's fucking brutal.
Yeah, and he could have also been like a really nice acquisition. Like both him and Laurie could play themselves into like good tradable assets, and then let the kids play in the second half of the season. And now that kind of narrative's out the window now.
Yeah, that sucks. Sucks. Jazz more likely a tank now too, which also sucks. It'll be a problem down the road.
Yeah, for sure. This is a good shout from Pitch. Just while we were talking the Ant Edwards stuff, it won't be like a I feel down and out scenario with the Ant stuff. Like the Wolves are kind of like, we talked about some of these teams being better with the injury reports and better with the lineups. Like Orlando tends to be a good one. Pacers tend to be a good one. Wolves tend to be a good one. They're the Minnesota Twins of my generation at getting them the shit out early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is true. Nurk just always finds his way to a starting role again there too. Yes, and my bad. Yes, it's also Julius Randle revenge game. I was definitely an eraser of that one there.
Yeah, that's real revenge too. He definitely
true.
wants some revenge. But if Ant's back, that's gonna put a hold up in that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, dude, let's go game by game and walk it all through here. Use the beautiful unabated interface here. We got the Cavs, man, 10.5 at home versus the Sixers. Second night of a back-to-back. Rundown on the back-to-backs for you guys. There are no front-end back-to-backs because there's only one game tomorrow, and I believe tomorrow's game is Clippers versus Suns, I believe. Yeah, Clippers and Suns tomorrow. So there's only one game tomorrow. So back-end back-to-backs. Sixers already got an injury report. Pels already got the Zion news. OKC on the back-to-back, and Warriors, who we don't have an official injury report from, but we just have the information that was given to us yesterday that Steph will not be playing today. We had, front-end Al Horford sit out, yada, yada. We'll talk through it all when we get to that game. Cavs stuff, dude. Darius Garland potentially coming back this evening. He has the Q tag, but I've heard rumors that he is expected to play. DeAndre Hunter has a Q tag. Jared Allen has a Q tag with a finger fracture thing that he's been dealing with. Sam Morrill's missed a couple games. He's been amazing from a true shooting percentage outlook thus far, and would presumably join the starting rotation there and starting lineup if one or two of these pieces are not in there. So just thoughts on the Cavs this evening. Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, big spread here. Sixers on a back-to-back. Cavs are, a good team, but Sixers are good too. But this is a massive, massive spread.
Yeah.
Going to be interesting, kind of, to see what happens because Darius Garland's probably going to be back. So what does that do to the Cavs offensively? What does that do to their outlook? This is starting to get like back to that like kind of annoying setup for the Cavs, in my opinion, where like it's not like super just like easy and to jam them, but man, Mobley probably is my favorite here. At cost in a vacuum. I think Mobley's my favorite with just the current setup with the Sixers here. But I don't mind Donovan Mitchell either. It's just like he's not gonna project well relative to his ADP, but like he's chucking, and it seems like they're going to be able to score at will against the Sixers, but they need some more efficiency on their side. They haven't been like all that. Like it's been kind of ugly, low key for the Cavs.
Yeah.
But this could be a huge spot for them. So like this is one that I would lean like on the sliding scale of like projection versus bro science. I'm going to lean more bro science here and just be like, yeah, they don't project well as they were, as well as their peers do in ADP. But like I kind of lean bro science on here and just think that the spot should be a scoring bonanza for them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like in a vacuum, they're not going to project as well as their current ADPs are right now, and that's going to lead people who are using models to push other guys over them. Right. But if the news breaks like differently, like if we get no Jared Allen again, if we get a minutes restriction on Garland, because I don't think Garland plays more than 25. No. Like, yeah, so there's that kind of angle as well, and we get no Hunter, and now all of a sudden you need reliancy on like your first unit scoring between Mobley and Mitchell. They're going to project way better than this, especially even if Sam Morrill's out. Like everyone's just going to get like a little incremental bump. So there's a lot of variance in where they're getting drafted right now. If everybody's in and everybody's full, like, yeah, I'm probably not going to love them at their ADPs. But if all of a sudden we get no Jared Allen, we get, minutes limit Garland, we get no Hunter, and we get no Morrell, it's like, oh, wait a second. Now I'm going to definitely want some Donovan Mitchell to attack these guys on the back end back to back. The analogy that I would make would be yesterday dealing with the Bucks matchup against the Raptors, where these guys could be our Raptors tonight, where they hang 125 on them and nobody else on the other side matters on the second night of a back to back. And, we get 4 usable pieces or we get 3 usable pieces from this game if everything goes right.
That's what I think. Like the median has gone down on Mobley and Donovan specifically, but the ceiling remains the same. And right. It's huge. It's huge.
I like that shout, man. I like that shout. Not the greatest place in the world to search for pace on this slate. 2 of the kind of like 10 Cavs are kind of like slightly above league average, and Sixers are like right hovering at league average. But a lot of that Sixers stuff, we've talked about the in-out splits of Embiid, and no Embiid tonight. They play way faster without Embiid. So, this could be a little bit of running gun. Let's move over to the Sixers side there, Nez, and talk about it. Obviously, Maxi's been playing a shit ton of minutes and playing out of his mind. Everything was falling last night. It was his birthday. Those are the narratives. I'll give this a refresh because we do definitively have a report now, and Embiid has already been ruled out there. No Barlow, no Embiid, no Paul George, and no Jared McCain, who played very, very limited in his first go off of the thumb surgery. He was wearing a brace on it, and he was wearing a knee brace. So it's going to be a bit until we see like full from him. But Kelly Oubre looked good. Grimes looked good. Kelly Oubre was in a winning lineup last night. VJ Edgecombe, we talked about how the usage would fall back down. I might be the guy buying back into VJ this evening. I do want some 6-round exposure to Oubre and Edgecombe this evening.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good scrolls. There is like a slight risk of blowout potential, but those 3 guys you just named, or Edgecombe, Oubre, and Grimes, all I think are really good scrolls, and the ownership is a big part of that. So yeah, those guys are all totally like clickable.
Yeah. Favorite piece from Sixers side? Do you want to be over on Maxey? Are you just kind of taking him at ADP? First round is kind of really set in stone right now, in my estimation.
First round is very much set in stone.
Yeah.
I've been mixing and matching the 1-2 turn there because like it's mostly been like Maxey or Şengün, Maxey or Siakam, and
Sure.
like a couple times I did Siakam, Şengün to like mix it up, but because it's just been so much like Maxey and one of Siakam or Şengün, but like I really don't know. I mean, like I guess you can maybe pull up some of those other guys, but it does not feel great to do anything other than those 3 at the 1-2 turn.
Yeah, it is kind of like a line in the sand where it's like the top 5 look really good and look like a tier. I would probably say the top 3 are a tier, the next 2 are a tier, and then the next 3 are a tier, and then you can kind of start going wherever you want. But things could change with Q tags breaking the right way, that we can push and pull some guys that are, 3rd and 4th round picks right now up to the other side of the board, which then has a trickle down effect to some unique combos that you can get on that side. So I would kind of stay the course with the right-hand side of the board being like Maxey at 6 the vast majority of time, but your builds are going to look similar to everybody's.
For sure. Yeah. At some point you gotta like be mindful of what you're doing at that pick.
Yeah, good shouts all around there. Nez, anything else you want to comment on the entirety of that game? Like, will anyone be a big portfolio mover for you from this game?
Not really, no. I just need to I definitely need more Mobley though, for sure.
Okay.
I don't want to be caught without Mobley because of a medium projection when like, we see guys spike all the time when just because of a medium projection of very few fantasy points difference between guys around them. So I need more Mobley. That's my to-do list.
Okay, cool. Yeah, things I also will just put on people's radar to watch this evening is, they were running a lot of offensive stuff through Mobley. Don't know if that's going to carry over if all 4 of them are healthy now. The big 4 for the Cavs are healthy this evening. And last year we cited so many times, especially in the postseason contest, that we do the Mobley, like all 4 would start, and then they would do like Mobley and Donovan together. They would do Allen and Garland together. Yep. We'll see if those rotations hold water moving forward. I have no reason to think that they will go away from that. So just be mindful of when you're pairing combos together, which guys kind of pair better than the other ones. It's not huge for our slate tonight because you're not playing Allen or Garland because we both think they're going to be a little bit limited. But yeah, just be mindful going in the future there that like the first rotation of like Donovan Mitchell is usually really slow and really distributing and not downhill attacking. And then the second rotation, when the other 2 guys are off the floor, is when he starts to attack the hoop. And then if they're trailing at the break, he comes out hammer in the third. Is kind of like the ebbs and flows of them.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's move on, dude. We got Pacers and Nets up next. Pacers 6.5 at home here, a 231 in this one. We had the personal issue for Michael Porter Jr. that led to the late scratch last time out. He is not listed on the injury report here. We could maybe play a little bit of him or a little bit of Cam Thomas in the last round. Just empty stats. Cam Thomas, just box score filling up in terms of shooting, and that's kind of it. And then on the Pacers side, just a laundry list of injuries still there. Tyrese is out. They lost Quentin Jackson, who had looked good. Benny Mass still out. TJ McConnell still out. Nembhard still out. Obi Toppin's still out. They lost Johnny Furphy. It's just, yeah, man. We got Ray J. Dennis with a probable tag. They're running out of NBA bodies right now, yet they are still 6.5 point favorites here against the Nets. Siakam is basically the only one getting drafted right now in our contest. Maybe some people will take some swings on like Jarris Walker in the last round or something like that. Thoughts on this one? Do you have any interest on anything other than Siakam?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like this game.
Ooh, cheeky. Okay. Talk me
Hey,
through it.
this is a quintessential slop it up.
Yes.
So Siakam, like every draft, obviously, 1-2 turn around there. Projects great, looks great. I'm with it. And then the Brooklyn side, I think, has like three viable draftable pieces.
And who's the third?
Claxton.
Okay, you like Claxton? Okay.
I really like Claxton. I think Claxton makes a ton of sense.
Okay.
Bigs have been doing pretty well against the Pacers this season, and Claxton has had a lot of success so far this season and gotten pretty good usage.
Mm-hmm.
Big part of this Nets team that has 3 serious pieces and then a bunch of like guys that are projects. I mean, to me, I think Claxton is like pretty nice upside, man. He's going to get you stocks, and he's just been playing more minutes than I expected. So I think Claxton's a really fun scroll at like what will be, as of right now, like sub 10% ownership, but might climb after this. I'm gonna scroll to Claxton. He's like on my list of like guys that like I need to remind myself to get to from time to time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that stance, dude. Minutes are way stronger than I was anticipating. They're obviously one of those games without Michael Porter Jr. Just if you're looking into usage rate stuff. Also like doing so in some not like traditionally great matchups, like the Minnesota one. Obviously need the size for like Twin Towers stuff, but like. Yeah, I like this, man. Okay. I'll hear you out on Claxton. I mean, he's just and Claxton just went 34 in my draft. That's so good.
That's why I drafted some before the show.
That's awesome, dude. That was very funny. That was good. Yeah, Isaiah Jackson also prone to a couple quick ones. Then you get like Jay Huff out there. I mean, this could be a little bit of a track meet. This could be some nice pace, some nice tempo. Back and forth. I like where you're at, dude.
Yeah. Mwad is right. I do love Michael Porter in the 6. I like Michael Porter like way more than I like Cam Thomas. I think Cam Thomas is scrollable, but I really like Michael Porter.
Yeah, Michael Porter just does it in so many different ways. Cam Thomas is like you need him to score 50, and then if he scores 50, he gets 48 fantasy points, right? Like that's the vibe from Cam Thomas.
Exactly. And I don't know if I said Jarris Walker, but I saw Jarris Walker in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Jarris Walker.
Yeah, Jarris Walker's been nice with it so far. I mean, 38 minutes last time out. That was the game in which who got injured? Quentin Jackson got injured in that one. So maybe just like a little leave the light on for like, hey, these 35 minutes, these 38 minutes are in his bag kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. All right, man. Those are definitely some deep scrolls there, but Siakam kind of like the number one piece to be gravitating to there. Pistons and Jazz. Obviously, the Jazz just got the bad news on Walker Kessler there. Pistons, very interesting stuff. They went double big. We had the conversation about the Pistons potentially going double big, and then we kind of waved it. We were like, if Tobias is out, like, I don't know, man. I think that's probably not double big music. And then it was double big music, and Beef Stew played 30 minutes, and he's an incredible, rates guy, and he breaks a slate on the redacted side there. I guess that was Monday slate. I don't know. They all meld together now. And now we get a pretty interesting spot here, man, where like Jazz have been keeping pace with some teams. Not the fastest game in the world, but like decent pace, a 233.5 here. Draftable pieces kind of all over it, but nothing like jumping off the page other than Cade on most nights there. I'll read out the injury report for the people here. As of right now, no Walker Kessler. That's kind of all that remains relevant on the Jazz side. Some G Leaguers and George Niang and that sort of thing, but we haven't seen that at all yet. And then Tobias has already been ruled out here. Jaden Ivey is out, and Marcus Sasser is out, so some backup handling is gone there. So yeah, just thoughts in general on this one outside of well, let's start with Cade and Laurie as the top guys, and then go from there.
Okay. Yeah, Cade, like clear cut 5 ADP.
Okay.
Like some people are taking him over Shea. I'm not, but some people are. But Cade definitely is number 5 tonight. So like, not really too much to say there. Just like let RNG decide how much Cade you're gonna get.
Sure.
I really like Duren. ETR never really comes in like high on Duren relative to his ADP, but Duren is an awesome play against Utah here. Like they're so like good.
All right, I'll remind people. Nurk is the OG flowchart.
Mm-hmm.
Like the OG flowchart of attack Gafford, like the OG flowchart of attack Hornets centers, attack Washington centers. That started with Nurk on the one side, and that started with Gafford on the other side. So this is the OG flowchart spot.
Yeah, and like they're down bodies, like you mentioned as well, which like there's not a ton of strong overlap with Duren, but like, because it's not like Duren's like getting his own shot necessarily, but they might give him some passes inside and might look for him to like do some work on the inside because of like what you're saying. Duren's a great pick, man. I would definitely not be light on Duren against Utah. That just doesn't really seem smart. And then the one and only other scroll here for Detroit, or the one and only scroll for Detroit, Ausar Thompson here. Sure. This is one where the injuries for sure open up more opportunity for him. In this one here, like extra opportunities coupled with a match against Utah while also being at home. I think Ausar is a really, really, really nice scroll. Another one that's on my list of like get Ausar Thompson in the 6th. Like just
okay.
Just
yeah, definitely gives you some stock upside for sure there. No love for beef stew, dude. No. 34 minutes last time out, full overlap with Duren. They play the two alongside each other. No scaredness or that he'll impact the rates of Duren at all.
No.
Wow, not a beef stew respect door.
That's your job.
Sometimes people forget that he beat the shit out of LeBron,
He tried to.
He absolutely pummeled him, dude. You didn't watch the same video I did?
He tried.
The Malice at the Palace 4.0. Just want to put it on people's radar. It's not playable on our site, but man, Duncan Robinson played 40 fucking minutes last time out. 39 in a non-OT game, led the team in minutes last time out. Yeah, that was something. Just gonna throw that out there, but yeah, they're trying to make him the Malik Beasley replaceor.
Yeah, it doesn't look. How's that going?
It's going exactly as you'd expect. Good stuff, dude. Let's talk about the other side of this one with the Jazz, dude. Keynote, aka Keontae George, still tends to lead the world in touch time and usage rate and all this sort of stuff. It's been really encouraging the role there. And then we talked about how Isaiah Collier was returning last time out, and it didn't impact things at all. He barely played, that sort of thing. So yeah, what are we thinking here in terms of the Lowry spot and Keynote, most notably, because those are guys getting drafted every time. And then if there anyone else worth drafting?
I think Lowry definitely fine at ADP, considering like he was going like 2-3 turn for a few slates there, and nothing has changed. Just other than like his last game out, it wasn't 60, so people don't want him. But
sure, yeah.
He's gonna have a lot of usage here. Gonna chuck like crazy, and then Keynote. I'm gonna be really light on Keynote tonight. He's been playing awesome. Like shout out to Keontae. Been a fan of his for quite a while here, but like I just think I'm gonna get 2 other spots other than Keontae. He's just been playing so well, which is like a very funny thing to say, but like like he's been playing so well that I don't want to take him, but like I do think he's playing so well that I don't want to take him. He probably gets the Ausar treatment, or no, maybe not. Probably not.
No, probably not. I think that's the Lowry thing, but I don't know. Have to read matchups to fully understand that one. But my bro science would say Lowry. But
yeah, I just think that it's like a pretty decent fade.
okay.
But you could bro science that one and say, Keontae Gobert and who else is going to score points for Utah? And I wouldn't say that that's bad process.
Yeah. Just interesting to note that even without Walker Kessler, they still ran pretty tight. Like we're so accustomed to Utah in years past running like 12 deep. They ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 only in that Boston game. That was a 2-point game where they beat Boston on the road there, and like 38 for Keynote, 36 and change for Lowry. Nurk was 31, 29 for Shvee. Yeah, I mean, Ace Bailey still leaves a lot to be desired. Still hasn't, pushed that 20-minute threshold kind of there, but they're slowly working him in. That'll be a later in the season play to be mixing in, Walter Clayton Jr. and Ace Bailey.
Yeah, I'm not doing that tonight though.
No, God, no. All right, dude, let's keep moving here. Let's talk about those aforementioned Boston Celtics there. Heavy favorites at home this evening, 12.5 against the Washington Wizards with a 233. We have seen basically every big in the league cook Sar thus far. So, I don't know if we want to get to Kate on a slate like this, but it's definitely leading the hashtag models to play into the pace of this game and into Wizards second in the league in pace right now. So little pace up spot for Boston here. Gonna get their threes up as always, basically. And the hashtag models are loving some auxiliary Boston pieces and loving JB this evening. Do you see it similarly as I pull the injury report?
Yeah, I'm going back to the Celtics, kind of like, if you guys were with us for Celtics against Jazz, we were really bullish Celtics in that spot. Bullish Celtics here at home against the Wizards. They're going to shoot as many shots as possible. And at some point, man, they are going to run hot on these 3 attempts, and they are going to put up monster fantasy scores. We haven't had like a slate-breaking fantasy score from really anybody on the Celtics.
No one.
JB has had some decent nights, but not like anything that like is a have to have it. And as long as Derek White is going to be in the 6th round and he's going to continue to chuck and like also shoot really, really poorly, like below his like career averages.
Yeah.
I'm going to take him, man, because like just the way the current setup is for the Celtics. And I'm also going to scroll to Peyton Pritchard as well. He's going to be really low owned. These are just guys that like if they get hot, like we just know they have like really, really good ceilings. Like for sure. The volume is there. It makes sense to like continue to get there from the Celtics side with those 3.
Yeah, love it, man. Love where your head's at on that one. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's capped at 3, even though like, Kata could cook Sar. We love attacking that matchup. I just don't think it matters enough and couldn't be like the slate breaking performance we need in the last round. That's more of like a redacted play, that sort of deal. Yeah, I was pushing up JB a little bit. I was taking Derek White in the last round. I like the shout to scroll to Pritchard with the same thesis there. Let's talk about the Wizards side. They had that game against the Knicks last time out where I jammed Sar versus Cat and just jammed the shit out of that matchup. Traditionally speaking, love to play that kind of like big on big with Sar matchup stuff there. They're getting a little bit better on the defensive end right now. Like we know Keyshawn George is like a really good defender. They got Balil Coulibaly back. He's starting again. He played 27 there. So yeah, I mean like, are you any worry, any concern about some of these like on ball defender guys with the shooters?
Not really.
Okay.
I like the Wizards.
Yeah.
I like these guys tonight. In terms of like ADP, the every draft guy is Sar and that's it. But
Sure.
like, I mean, as far as like where I'll get to, like, I don't think I'm going to get to Bilal, right? He's not the deep slate guy to get to. But we know he can all of a sudden like pop up with mad stocks. He's not the guy. The other guy I want to get to is Keyshawn George. Keyshawn George playing a lot of minutes. He is like clearly one of the best players on the Wizards. They are treating him like that, which is good. And against the Celtics, they got some decent like on-ball defenders, but like I like Keyshawn George as a scroll, man. I think he's a really, really good scroll. Another guy that's going to come in, like I think Keyshawn George might come in single-digit owned today. I hope. I want to get to him some, but like I really, really like Alex Sarr. Like really, really like Alex Sarr. Bigs against Boston is one that like I'm going to be going to quite a bit until proven otherwise. And Sarr is just like such a huge focal point for the offense for the Wizards right now, and like racking up stocks. This seems like a no-brainer Sarr spot for me. Like the only downfall would be blowout risk.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you like it. I mean, he's playing strong minutes, man. Even with the blowout stuff, last time out against the Knicks, he still played 29.5, And
good to know.
Yeah. They I guess he didn't play the last 4 and change of that one, and he definitely obviously would have closed there. So minutes are really strong for Alex Sarr. He's good, just rates guy across the board, man. They're running a lot of stuff through him on the offensive end, and he can stretch the floor a little bit by shooting the three. He's a fun big to bet on right now.
No, he is, man. Like he was like an obvious breakout candidate,
Sure, yeah.
Like, so to see that come to fruition, it's just like, yeah, he might be running hot, but we kind of expected him to have some big games and have a breakout season. We're seeing it, so why not buy in on this spot?
Yeah, I like it, dude. Keyshawn George, you were talking about there. There's no Chris Middleton this evening. They were without Chris Middleton last game as well, and it was him who led the team in minutes there. So I like the shout there on the Keyshawn George. The only knock on Keyshawn George will be that he gets the tough defensive assignment almost always, but that's not a given. With Bilal Coulibaly back early in the year, it was Keyshawn, and he would get the tough one. Now there's some push-pull there. Maybe they give Bilal on JB or whatever, right? I don't know, read matchups. It's smarter shit than I can say. But I just think it's interesting that they went to Justin Champagnie, who we know, in the years past, Nez, when they had nobody around, he was like a guy who could, really fill it up across multiple categories for us. He's not playable on our site today, but I just wanted to put it on people's radar that was who jumped into the starting lineup for Middleton last time out. A little bit more size and that sort of thing. But I'm not sure that'll be the case this evening. Just sharing with people.
Yeah, good to know. Good to know. But
yeah, right.
Yeah,
file that one away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Let's pause for 1 second just to hit on one question in the chat here that I really liked was how do you determine the 6th round scrolls? Game stack mainly, i.e. if you drafted Keynote, Keontae George, would you go with Asar? Just what kind of factors into your mindset with the sixth round scrolls there, Nez?
Not a whole lot of if correlation's there, I'll take it. I mostly try to correlate if I already have multiple pieces of a game, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm more inclined to correlate. Otherwise, I don't just do it just to do it. Where I have less riding on it. But otherwise, I just kind of randomize it. I write out the names that I want to scroll to and make sure that I do it. Because if I don't write them down and tell myself, I'm just going to take Derek White over and over again, Jonathan Kuminga over and over again. So I need to have it in front of me to know okay, 6 rounds up. Let me get to another name. Let me and then just kind of cycle through it. Okay. So it's really randomness.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And Solver too. I'll use Solver to check the combos and see who I need a new combo of as well.
Yeah, I like it. For me, it's really slate size dependent. These 11 gamers, I'll try and take some contingent stuff that works off of the other pieces in the first round or second round not performing to their ceiling. I'll do some push pull stuff with that. trying to think of a good one today. Like Duran and beef stew. That's a pretty good one today. Ownership frequency is like is a big deal for me. Like I'm looking for low owned right tail outcomes that could also cannibalize guys ahead. That's why IQ was such a good pick last night, because there's 3 Raptors going every draft, and there's a little bit of leverage that he's the undrafted one. Plus, if he goes nice, he's taking away from BI. He's taking away from whoever else, right? Like you couldn't win with BI last night because it was IQ night. So I think a little bit through that lens too. Like, Maxey goes every single time and always at the 106. Well, if I flip the build on a 106 team, I'll take Edgecombe or Oubre in the last round for a little bit of leverage there. Yeah.
I like that thought process.
Yeah, a little bit of right tail outcome chasing. There's like certain guys I'll just never fucking take. Like I was joking with Gumby in the Discord yesterday that he had like all of the Draymond Green in the world. Like I'll just never scroll for mean projection Draymond Green. Like I'm basically only chasing ceiling in the main contests in the last round.
Yeah. On most nights I fully agree.
Yeah. The where it goes different is on shorter slate dynamics or like after dark only, like where you're dealing with like 3 games, then the conversation becomes a little different. Okay, cool. Let's keep moving here. We got this revenge game. Revenge all around here for Randall and Kat here. Kat has the Q tag coming into this one. This is the first of the nationally televised games. Knicks and T-Wolves, 227.5. 3 by way of the Knicks at home there. I'm just going to say flat out off the top here, like it's an illness tag on Kat. I expect him to go. I expect him to play on a nationally televised game against his former team. Like, I don't like it though. I play Kat on very specific instances and very specific nights. And this is one that I'll basically have 0% Kat unless his 980p falls to round 4 with the Q tag on it. I don't like the matchup. I hate it when he plays the 4 and Mitchell Robinson is beside him. It cannibalizes so much of his rebound rate stuff. I hate the Gobert versus Randall on the other side. I'm going to play Brunson on the Knicks side and maybe a little bit of scroll OG or Bridges or something like that because OG has just been so nice from a stock standpoint. But Knicks side of the equation, I'm not going to have a ton tonight, dude.
I got to say, like, I'm with you. Like, in narrative aside,
sure.
Which is like well, you really shouldn't be factoring in narratives, dude. But like, let's be real. We are who we are.
I'm a fucking human being, bro. I'm not a robot out here.
I know. Neither am I. And that's why we do this shit.
Yeah.
Like I Cat against the Timberwolves. Like that's not necessarily something that I'm like looking to take. It's like I don't really like spots against the Timberwolves, man. Like, not a huge fan of any of the Knicks here.
Yeah.
Just speaking with my heart, telling you the truth. I just don't love it. And I'm going to be pretty light on every New York Knick, except for Cat because Cat keeps falling because he's got this Q tag for illness. But like, dude, he's playing. He's going to play. Right. So like, I take the falling Towns because like, I'm just town programmed. You know, I got to do that. But yeah, otherwise for the Knicks, there's nobody that I want.
Yeah, I kind of feel similarly, man. Like maybe OG has a scroll because OG can do it with the stocks. He can shoot the 3 a little bit. They're shooting a ton of 3s. OG's rates are a lot better when Hart doesn't start alongside him too, and they're playing Hart off the bench primarily. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's OG can always get you.
Yeah. I mean, like he's not the sexiest name in the world to click on, but he's one of those right tail outcome guys in the last round, right? Yep.
Yeah. Probably should scroll once or twice to OG, but like, God, he just annoys me so much. I almost enjoy like losing to OG because then I get the tilt. Like fucking OG, like it's almost like I enjoy it. I'm not doing it. I won't scroll to OG. I'm not scrolling to OG Anunoby. You can't make me unless Cat is out, and then I'll swap to him.
Okay, yeah. I think he'd probably become the preferred swap. I mean, you can always make a case for Bridges because Bridges plays every damn night, and he he can get stocks, but not at the same rate as OG. But he can get his own shot a little bit better than that, and kill a little bit of mid range stuff. But never bridges.
Certainly not tonight.
Yeah, appreciate the kind words from D Train here on some of the thoughts there. Yeah. Let's talk about the T-Wolves side, dude. You said you had a pretty heavy stance on Ant Edwards playing this evening and playing near full and taking Edwards with the Q tag. If he was projected full tonight and this ADP of 20.5, even though it is an 11 game slate and it is a pretty strong slate, he would probably be in this Donovan Mitchell, Brunson, JB, Mobley kind of range. He'd probably be up here near Cat in that conversation. So if we get full Ant, it's going to project way better than his ADP, but I think the field also knows that as well. So people want to try and like push it as far as they can and encapsulate some of the GM super team building dynamics out here. Just thoughts on all the T-Wolves ADPs right now in general.
Yeah, I have a lot of Anthony Edwards, like I mentioned. I do not have a lot of Julius Randle.
Yeah, me neither.
That is because I think Ant plays, and I think Randle is clearly being priced as though Ant isn't playing, or like people forgot that what he was doing was without Anthony Edwards. So yeah, I just don't think that looks like a good click in Julius Randle tonight. So going to be really, really light unless he falls pretty far. He's got to fall pretty far for me to click his name, to be honest. And then, I'm not doing Rudy, but like Rudy can always just kind of blow up with the stock game. But I'm not clicking Rudy. DiVincenzo is way more of like a Anthony Edwards beneficiary. And then
revenge game. Forgot about that one.
Oh, of course. The revenge game. No. And then no Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels is a no Anthony Edwards play only for me. So just Randle and Ant for me.
I like it, dude. Just a reminder for people, like, this is a good question from Emwald. Like, is Randle just way overdrafted with Ant back? Like 1,000%. Ant had a 34.2% usage in his 3 games that he played. Like, yeah, like that's like top 6, top 7, top 8 in the league kind of vibes here. That's a lot to take away from everybody else. So if Ant is anywhere near full, I don't want that smoke with Randle tonight. You can go narrative based on it, but like Randle wasn't exactly smashing with Ant out. Like he's solid, consistent box scores that he's putting up here in his 30 whatevers. But like, as nice as it is to see these like 45s, 48s, 49s, like you're just flat out not winning a slate with those box scores. Like I would venture to guess, if we looked at the profit machine right now, that like Julius Randle might be one of like the least, maybe not least profitable because he's put up good scores just in general, but like least right tail outcome 1% lineups thus far stem from Julius Randle teams.
Yeah, he hasn't like won anybody like money yet with his performances, but these are good box scores. Those are good box scores. Don't get me wrong.
Very strong stuff. It's not slate breaking from where you have to take them.
It isn't slate breaking, and Ant's back. So no thanks.
Man, we had some nice games while Ant was gone from Rudy. Some of the scoring returned for Rudy. That was fun. Rudy hasn't scored in a long time. Jaden McDaniels, one of our household favorites here, was getting some of those 40-minute games and stuff like that. We know that he can do so much. Dante, the shot was unconscious last time out there. He had 25 points in that, 46 fantasy points. Any reason to play anybody else if Ant is not back? Let's frame it that way.
Ooh. Yeah, if Ant's not back, then it would be... I mean, truthfully, all 4 of these guys would be like in consideration because like Dante chucks and Jaden McDaniels, we love Jaden McDaniels without Anthony Edwards. And then Gobert gets a little bit of a bump in terms of like offensive output without Anthony Edwards. So yeah, all 4 of these guys would be like, oh yeah, you can definitely get clicked.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite of the bunch?
If Ant sits,
yeah,
McDaniels.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think McDaniels would be my swap over Rudy for sure. Not for sure, but like I think Rudy would project slightly better. I don't love the Mitch Rob stuff on the other end. Yeah, I like the Jaden McDaniels idea. There's also the narrative that like they just let Dante and Randall chuck tonight in like revenge game, Nova revenge game circles, like that kind of crap. But yeah. All right, dude, we push on here. Next one up, Memphis and the Rockets. Rockets are 8-point favorites on the road. Man, Grizz vibes are so weird right now. We haven't seen a ceiling game from JJJ. We haven't seen a ceiling game from Ja. Ja's talking about the joy being taken out of basketball, like all this sort of stuff. 232.5 here. The hashtag models are going to like this game environment a little bit more than I think our minds will. Right now, it's going to lead to Ja being pushed up, Amon being pushed up. It's going to lead to, Sengun and Kevin Durant getting drafted every single time in the first 2.5 rounds, kind of there. Yeah, I'll find injury report here for you guys. Steven Adams is questionable this evening, which would take the double big starting unit out of contention, and Jabari Smith is questionable this evening as well with a right ankle thing. So that would open up like a decent amount for other guys and would shift up that starting lineup a little bit. We could see them play small and probably start that smaller group. That's kind of what I think they would do, like similar to what we saw them run out against Brooklyn there. So that's what I would anticipate happening if we do get those Q tags to out tags, which means Tari Eason probably joins the starting lineup, and we like him from a rate standpoint. But yeah, Josh Okogie, something like that, but probably not playable on our site. Yeah, talk me through it, dude.
Yeah. Sorry, let me get my ADPs up here. Let's see here. Yeah, dude, Grizzlies side, I got like nothing. Like, don't like Ja. Jaren Jackson Jr. is officially a scroll the F down. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I don't even want to scroll the F down to him.
Right. Man, they've been a tough watch, dude. Outside of Cedric Coward, this team is tough to watch right now.
Yeah, dude. The Ja vibes are like absolutely cancerous. And then when you get rid of Ja, you're looking at like one of the worst teams in basketball, like no questions asked. So this is going to be a very interesting season for Memphis. They're not going to trade Ja anytime soon, I don't think. But like the vibes are atrocious. Ja is not necessarily a shooter, and
he shoots finger pistols, but he ain't shooting basketballs yet. He is just nothing but air balls on his 3 attempts.
And yeah, Ja in the paint against Sengun. Like is Jabari Smith may or may not play today, but like, okay, then insert Tari Eason, insert Ahmed Thompson. It's gonna be hell for him, man.
Yeah.
No thank you on Ja Morant. If today's the Jaren Jackson Jr. ceiling night, I will not be there. But
yeah, maybe
it is.
Yeah, so. The only nice thing you could potentially say about Ja is either anecdotal and narrative based, and like the revenge thingy that we talked about last time, where he's just pissed off at the world and he wants to play himself out of town. There's the Kings rumors from yesterday. I don't know if that holds water in any regard, but like there's that narrative, and it's all just narrative driven, and it's not eye test. It's not anything. The one thing you could say nice is if you get no Adams and you get no Jabari Smith, and they have to go, I think they'd go Okogie and Tari Eason in the starting lineup. But if they happen to play Reed Shepherd extended minutes, that Ja could hunt Shepherd. But that's really fucking gal brain far-fetched here. It does not feel good.
I mean, he's going to get the Ahmed treatment.
Yeah, but you just hunt switches onto Reed Shepherd is what everyone does.
Reed Shepherd's guy, you're fighting through those screens. You switch on the big man. You're not switching.
Yeah.
You're fighting through those.
Now he spins zone.
No, I'm sorry. Your boy Ja is not being included in my player pool tonight.
Woo! Taking him out. ADP 22. Taking him out.
I don't
Yeah,
like
thoughts
it at all.
on yeah, you didn't like JJJ at all in the last round there. I mean, we haven't seen a ton of stocks from him yet. He had the one outlier game where he got 8 and then got 2 ripped away from him in the stack correction and only ended up with
Wow.
6. Yeah, it was so brutal. It took me out of some good finishes, which was unfortunate. Yeah, I'm addicted to playing these two. You're telling me not to this evening.
I wouldn't recommend it.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, that's man. At least Cedric Howard's good.
He is good, dude. He is very good.
Yeah.
Just let him cook. Just let him play. Let him play all the minutes.
Yeah, I'm about it, dude. Yeah. Also, Ja was complaining about like the rotations and stuff like that, but yet he still played 34 minutes. I don't know, man. Vibes are bad. Vibes are bad in Memphis. Let's go to the Rockets side, dude. If this plays, it's only an 8 spread, but I will put it on people's radars that, if this plays to the way we're shaping this narrative and you get these Q tags in, that this could be like decently spread out, and this could be like a little bit of blowout risk in this one and just kind of like super flat and spread. But everyone's pretty excited to jam Sengun and jam Almond in particular there. The Kevin Durant stuff, we've seen like one big ceiling output game from him in limited minutes, the 28 there against Detroit. But outside of that, man, it's been this offense has been like pretty spread out, where it's like there's no real slate breaking performances. We know they're long and good defensive basketball team, but they play slow and they play half courty. This is obviously a pace up spot for them, but what do you think?
Yeah, I'm never overweight Kevin Durant, so that's just I haven't been overweight Kevin Durant in like 3 years. It's just never been what I do. I think his ADP is like, it's fine. I don't know, like 40, like I'm not gonna say like hell no to 40 something points, and I think like he's like a lock for like 40 fantasy points, but like the ceiling is like 44 fantasy points. Like you get like 10% variance there. So yeah, if you want to be like Kevin Durant, I think it's totally fine. But like he's not killing your teams. I don't think.
Yeah, let's have this not killing your teams debate, because we talked about the value of like the right tail outcomes. Would you rather play Julius Randle, who has very similar box scores, has a very similar ADP, but has the upside right tail ceiling, let's call it in parentheses, though we haven't seen it yet, is if Ant doesn't go this evening?
If Ant doesn't go, I would take Randall over KD.
Sure. But I'm saying you were drafting right now. Is he a better pick than KD just because they're effectively very similar in terms of output right now, but you get the random +1 box of if Ant doesn't go?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? So you'd rather have KD at this moment in time, but that could flip if Ant gets ruled out. Okay.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say is like the Grizzlies are like really, they're not good right now. Like, right. Like we cannot like stress that enough. So like KD could be extra efficient tonight and put up 40 like real life points.
Right.
That would be no shock to me.
Yeah. Respect it. Is there anything that you will like more or less if we get no Jabari, no Steven Adams, or is it not even really like that big a deal to you?
No, I think no Jabari makes Amen an even better pick.
Okay.
I think that opens up more rebounding opportunities. No Jabari I think helps these guys in the rebounding department.
Any interest in scrolling the F down to Tari Eason, where he starts, Jabari doesn't, he gets some second unit stuff, and in the instance that this plays to its spread, that KD only plays 28-29 and Tari's the guy that gets expanded?
I love Tari, but like I don't think so.
Okay, sounds good. We just got some news rolling through here. Nez, Austin Reeves got work in at morning shoot around, was the quote in parentheses about an hour ago. And now he's been ruled out for this evening. So does that change anything? We'll get to that game, but does that change anything for you right now for the people? Like, is Luka a better play than Wemby or Joker?
I still think I keep Luke at 3.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I have
all
a
right.
lot of swaps though.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of decisions to make for round 4/5 Austin Reeves. All right, dude. Let's keep pushing here. So much for the fake injury tag. We got Mavericks and Pels here. Still no AD in this one. Still no Kyrie. All that sort of stuff. No Zion this evening. Gonna miss about what was the thing yesterday? 10 days to 2 weeks or something like that to be reevaluated for a hamstring. This is 227, 8.5 by way of the Mavericks. We saw a big PJ Washington game most recently for them. People were still hunting for that Cooper flag initial breakout, play it before you see it, but everyone just continues to play it. Still no Derek Lively here, no Dante Exum as well. And then on the Pels side, no Yves Missi, no DeJounte Murray, Jordan Poole with the Q tag, and then Zion, as I already said, with the hamstring is out. So a lot of moving pieces in this one potentially there, Nez. Anything we can get excited about on the Mavs side first? They're basically all free. Gafford maybe gets off the minutes restriction, and he can play a little bit more. He played 24.5 last time out. We know what he can do from a rate standpoint, especially in a plus matchup there. Any love for anybody on the Dallas side?
Yeah, for sure. I really like PJ Washington. I'm gonna have a lot of PJ Washington tonight.
Okay.
It's a pretty soft matchup for everybody involved here. This could be how many times are we gonna say this could be the get right spot for Cooper Flag? But
right.
It could be, but I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah, I don't want any part of fake point Cooper Flag getting the Herb Jones treatment.
Mm-hmm.
The nicest the nicest thing I could say is it's a back-to-back, and maybe the Pels are a little tired there.
Yeah, which I think bodes well for all these Dallas pieces. But yeah, I like Washington, and then I like Gafford, bro.
Okay,
I'm playing. Yeah. I'm playing Gafford today as the scroll. He's one of the scrolls I've written down. He went from 17 to 24. So I think we can maybe see him get to 28, which is generally where he lives.
Yeah.
It's him. It's Dwight Powell.
Your Canadian kid.
Of course. Is Kleba still?
No, he's on the he's on LA now. He was part of that trade last year with AD. He still hasn't played.
So in terms of Dallas bigs, it's him, it's Dwight Powell.
Yeah. And Musa
Cisse,
but he doesn't really play.
Yeah. So we get Dwight Powell in a spot where Looney might not play. He just played last night. He played 15 minutes on a back-to-back. So this is a back-end back-to-back for Looney, a guy who missed, I think, preseason and beginning of the season.
Yep.
So, I don't know if we have their injury report yet.
He's not listed.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, just Jordan Poole is listed with the Q tag other than the outs.
Well, no Missi and no Zion, obviously. At any rate, I like Gafford, dude. I like the Gafford ceiling. We know he can pop up for 2 fantasy points per minute every now and then. So I want to be there for it. 36 ADP. It's why not?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the one thing I would question is on an 11 gamer, if he has that ceiling potential of getting 55, 60 that really breaks a slate when you need 320 fantasy points to win on a slate like this. You kind of want a little bit lower of a scoring slate or less involved than going to Gafford. But I agree with you, man. If he plays 28, there's definitely room where he can get 48 to 50 fantasy points.
For sure. I just think I don't think the 6th round is that strong.
Sure. Yeah. That's the good counter. That's the good counter is maybe you don't need that huge outlier score. Jordan Poole joined the starting lineup there last night. I guess the other thing I could ask is we brought up everyone there from the Dallas side, but we left out D'Angelo Russell, who we had kind of a ceiling game from at Detroit there, 29 minutes. Any love for D'Lo tonight, or is it just too thin?
No, but like
Okay.
the spot is fine, but no.
Yeah, he might get a little bit of Herb stuff too. Let's talk about the Pell side, dude, because everybody's gonna be doing the jam Trey Murphy thing here, where he's gonna project better than his ADP right now. Yeah, so just thoughts on everybody jamming Trey Murphy. And then, nobody's going to want to play Jeremiah Fears. I did see yesterday, I was watching the ETR show there, and Jesse had a really good take on Fears, how he likes to play him not with Zion out. And the role that we saw Fears pop off in was actually with Zion in and then moving into the starting lineup. And this role actually suited him worse, and it aged beautifully. So that was just something that I saw yesterday from the ETR guys that now lives a little bit rent free in my head, that maybe this isn't as big a smash spot as we thought it was yesterday, where it's like, oh, he's coming in the starting lineup and we're losing all this usage and stuff like that. Yeah, just something that's on my radar now. But any love for, Derek Queen had the massive fourth quarter yesterday. Jordan Poole, if he plays, or do you want to jam Trey Murphy like everybody else and push him up right now?
I don't care for the Trey Murphy jam.
Okay.
Dallas to me is not like an excellent spot to do the Trey Murphy thing. Yeah, dude, I'm good. I'm good on it.
Okay.
It makes sense conceptually, is why I'm like hesitating and and struggling to talk about it, because it makes sense conceptually, right? It's Trey Murphy without Zion, you jam him, no questions asked.
Yeah.
These Pelicans are just so bad. They're so bad, dude, and they're traveling to Dallas here. Don't love it, dude. Don't love it. Does he get the PGL treatment?
Yes, I think so. That's how I'd play it, but I'm not Jason Kidd.
No, thank God.
Yeah, I actually I saw him on Bryson's channel. I might be a better golfer than Jason Kidd, that's for sure. But I'm not Jason Kidd. I'm not better at anything else. Maybe speaking.
You
He's
can't
not
be
great on the mic.
You can't be bad at golf if you're rich. There's just no excuse. What are you doing?
Especially if you live in Dallas, dude. You can golf year round without yeah.
The one thing I will say that I don't know that I'm actually going to be able to click this name, but Derek Queen.
Yeah.
At some point, they got to just let him play 30 minutes.
Oh, dude, when they spent as much as they did on him and so much belief in him, and they don't have a first round next year, just play the kid and see what happens, right?
Do you think it's a stamina thing?
Maybe. He's kind of a husky looking dude out there.
He's large.
Yeah. He's a large man. He's got to play himself into Slim Zion season. Maybe they spent all those firsts on him to be like, Zion, watch this. He's going to get slim. You can do it too. An inspirational, motivational kind of move on their own franchise.
He needs to bring the long sleeves back. Will they let him?
Does he go all the way down to the wrist long sleeves?
In college, he did.
Wow, I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty sick look.
Yeah, he's a baggy t-shirt guy. I noticed that, but yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a t-shirt at the pool guy for sure. I mean, many good people on that side. But yeah, dude, they got to play Derek Queen. But it would love to get some confirmation that if Derek Queen starts, I think he's scrollable. Just given the fact that this dude just went insane. Yeah. Last he looks like he could be a fantasy point monster.
Sure. Yeah.
If we can get some sort of bullishness on his minutes.
Yeah. All right, cool. I like this. John's comment in the chat here. Trey Murphy, everybody's favorite guy to lose money playing. Yeah, he's up there. He's up there with one of the guys. Go AZ Cards. Dog Bowl participant joining up to be a member. Yeah, this is long overdue, dude. You're here every day. Now you're missing the paywall stuff, dude. How are you not watching No Strip Nez? Trying to get slim in New Orleans. It's like going on an ice cream diet. D-Bear cooking in the chat. Love it. That's pretty good. Nez, will you play Jordan Poole if he's in there and starts again tonight?
No.
You ready for my sneaky ass play on the Pelicans tonight? I'm not going to do it on our site. Maybe if there was like a 10 persons that you could do it in, or play it on Redacted. Saddiq Bey feels like back to back, work his way into the starting lineup if Poole's not in there. Saddiq Bey feels like a good play on the Redacted site tonight. I don't know what his ownership is, but that was one that kind of, I was like, ooh, I'm a little interested.
Yeah, he still likes Saddiq Bey.
Yeah. Nez, let's go to the highest total on the slate here. It's crazy to keep saying this, but the Miami Heat are the fastest team in all of basketball right now. It's breaking my brain. It's breaking the hashtag models. Yeah, we got the Nuggets as 9.5 favorites at home here. Miami Heat moving to altitude here, a 241.5. We had Norm Powell come back for the revenge game last time out. Norm Powell has already been listed as available here. The fake Joker is going up against the real Joker. Nikola Jovic has been listed available here. Still no Hero, no Rozier. And then the Nuggets side, we have the probable tag on Julian Strawther and on Jamal Murray. It's still that left calf tightness. He's been playing through this probable tag. His probable tag is eerily similar to the Giannis probable tag at times, where he is one of those guys who will just get ruled out even though he has the P. That's one of these kind of situations here. Thoughts on this one? Joker goes pretty early. Bam's got an ADP of like 14, and then Jamal goes after that. But outside of that, everything else is up for grabs. Thoughts?
Yeah, I obviously love Joker here in a pace-up spot. You could probably put Joker above Wemby, and I wouldn't be mad at you for it. Sure. I don't know how Joker's floor is like less than 50 fantasy points. And we've seen Wemby. Wemby is like way more variance in his like fantasy points than maybe people remember, since he's been on such an absolute tear this season. Not that I think this is a Wemby fade spot or anything. Obviously, he's like either one or two, but like Jokic and pace up. Shit, man. Like, I don't know. It seems pretty good. Give me like Jokic possessions, more rebounds, more assist opportunities. Like, I don't need to mansplain what, pace up what does for these players, but it presents more opportunities to accrue fantasy points, obviously. Yep. So I certainly want to make sure that I'm at the field with Joker. Like, if I find that people are taking Joker over Wemby, I might, get a little cute every now and then too, because I want to make sure I have at least 17% Joker tonight. Because I think he's, like Wemby has the ceiling, of course, but like, dude, Joker's just such a great play. It's kind of nice that we have Wemby on like a Joker like can't miss spot. Fingers crossed. We not to jinx, but So, anyways, Joker's a good pick. Jamal Murray, good pick too. For all the same reasons. He's got the probable tag. He's gonna have like probably a like these guys have like not like great defensive matchups. They're strong defenders on Miami, but we don't care when it's pace up. Mm-hmm. So I kind of think Jamal Murray is a good pick tonight. I have a lot of Jamal Murray, like over like 22% Jamal Murray. So I'll probably be there at that percentage for the rest of the day, I would imagine. Yeah. But just that's it for the Nuggets for me.
Just interesting to note, since the probable tag has kind of come into effect with him, that the box scores have been, down a little bit there. I don't know if there's some causation correlation there. He was renowned as a slow starter, and then he put an emphasis on wanting to be a fast starter this year. And he did really show that early. But yeah, just interesting. The models like him today too. He's kind of going to become the de facto Austin Reeves replacement in terms of ADP now, I believe.
Who's that?
that Jamal will just kind of move up to like the Reeves replacement
ADP
area.
wise, I was like,
Yeah.
sounds like we're talking about Lakers. Yeah. I would imagine.
Sure.
Yeah, he's going to project well.
Anything you like on the Miami side? Bam's ADP is quite high. Obviously, foul risk there when playing against the best big in the world, or arguably the best big of all time. Yeah. Anything else that we like? Norm played. How many play first time out? 28. He's been doing a lot from a scoring standpoint. Yeah. What do you like?
I like a lot of Miami. I think like Bam, I really like he doesn't like project awesome
Sure.
necessarily, and he is getting a bit of a box score bump, but Bam is playing really well, man. And I think Bam being in this high pace environment is like really good for his fantasy outlook.
Yeah.
So I kind of like Bam tonight, a decent bit. I want to make sure that I'm at the field, if not more, than on Bam Adebayo tonight. And then I don't think you can scroll to Norm Powell yet, but like I would like to, but I don't think you can just yet, even though he just played 28 minutes off the injury.
Yep.
Wiggins is the only other player that I think you could scroll to tonight. Only going to do that maybe once or twice, but don't think that there's a ton of ceiling there. But this is pace up spot, high total game. So yeah.
Respect it, dude. Respect it. I'm looking for a stat that I saw earlier to see if it's still held true or not. Maybe not. I put a stat in the Discord the other night, guys, when I was just looking through like Miami, because I was very interested on like, they're playing faster, less half court sets, like decent in transition, that sort of thing. But I was wondering how their defense was. And like Bam, in terms of like defensive rating, like top 12 in the league right now. Wiggins was like top 15. And then I filtered by like minimum 100 minutes and minimum 25 minutes per game. And Jaime Jaquez was fucking popping on the defensive side too. Now, I'm not sure we really care about this stuff in a 241 that's going to be back and forth. That's the highest total game on the slate, and they're playing with so much pace. I was just pretty shocked to see that like 3 guys had like net, and say what you want about like defensive rating. But like I was just pretty shocked to see the defensive rating was like graded out so strongly for so many of the Miami pieces. And it's just interesting, like Joker versus Bam, both as like top 12 defensive rated bigs. And yeah, it's just interesting. Anyways.
Yeah. Hawkins doesn't surprise me. He's he just like looks like a kid that tries too hard at pickup basketball.
Yeah, he's fucking fun to watch. I like him, dude. We've always been Jaime guys around here. But yeah, I mean, I echo the sentiments of you, dude. Like where it's like, I want to find someone that I love as a scroll on Miami. I'm just not sure it's there. I think Wiggins would be kind of it for me. They could play double big and do the clear Ware thing, and Ware kind of eats a couple fouls against Joker. But like, I don't know. We saw it. Who was the matchup that Miami played most recently where they did that? The Wemby matchup. And like, he still ends up only playing 20 minutes and not mattering at all and not scoring on Wemby. So we did see the double big lineup and 20 minutes from Ware. We could see that again tonight from Spoelstra for the same like mindset of like, hey, we start Ware and Bam alongside each other so we can switch off Joker, or we can have Ware eat some fouls. But I don't think it's playable in our game.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just a little too deep maybe on the redacted platform. 3 more here. We got the West Coast games on our slate, the late ones, these kind of like last ones, which I'm a fan of for sure, especially being the only game in town that has them. I think maybe the blue redacted included them tonight, but I'm a big proponent of keeping the star power on the slate and the second nationally televised game here with the Lakers and Spurs. This is a true pick 'em line. That's after the Austin Reeves being ruled out. You guys can see on the right-hand side of Unabated that it's kind of shifted multiple times here from a 2.5 to a 1.5 to now a straight pick 'em line. 227 here. People are going to get excited to jam some auxiliary Lakers pieces now that Austin Reeves is out. Is that something that you will consider this evening? Can we play anything other than Wemby, Luka, and Castle as kind of like the guys with ADPs right here in this game? Here, as you ponder that, I'm going to read the official injury report for everybody here. We got the G Leaguers listed as questionable. Jeremy Sohan, Lindy Waters, Kelly Olynyk, all with Q tags. Dylan Harper is out, who was factoring into some of that handling usage and playing, a decent amount and looked pretty good doing so. So that's kind of why Castle's popping a little bit more. And then De'Aaron Fox is still out there. On the Lakers side, we have the probable tag on Jackson Hayes. We have that's been shifted to an available. Sorry. Austin Reeves is out. Braun is out. Maxi Kleber's out. Gabe Vincent is out.
Yeah, I do like Castle a lot.
Okay.
I think his ADP is good.
Okay.
I've been taking him there. And then, yeah, I mean, maybe LaRavia for the Lakers as a scroll down.
Sure, yeah.
But that's it. Ayton with Hayes back, cuts into the minutes, and then faces Victor Wembanyama. I don't know if you've heard of this guy. 7'9" for the Spurs. Not great to go up against if you're a big guy.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, encouraging last time out in the revenge game for Ayton, 29 real-life basketball points in 30 minutes there, but obviously a lot more funneling through him without Luka being there and without Austin Reeves as well. Sorry, I'm blanking there. Jackson Hayes was back for that one and only played like 12 minutes. Maybe that was like wanting to let Ayton have his shine against his former team kind of spot, and he was playing like so well that they couldn't take him off the floor. I think if I had to scroll and choose between Jake LaRavia or Ayton tonight, I would choose Ayton in the last round, and then I would throw out Devin Vassell, man. Devin Vassell as a scroll the F down. If you get no Sohan, we already know Harper's out. Everybody's playing Castle in every single draft. This is the kind of 6th round push-pull scroll that I look for. Where it's like, yeah, I would rather play Castle than Vassell. He gives you a little bit more by way of the stocks. He's had some really nice box scores, that sort of deal. But, we know at some point in time, Vassell with these 30s, 35s, 37s could put up comparable box scores to Castle. But Castle is obviously the more preferred click of the two. It's just like a little bit of leverage off it. We haven't seen ceiling from Vassell this year yet.
Yeah, I'm not clicking Vassell, but
yeah.
I do like Castle. A lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'll hear you out on this, Eggers. I mean, Eggers, he's known to have a couple bad takes here and there, but he does have some good ones every now and then. And Vassell having no ceiling is a very, very, very fair critique of my my push-pull dynamic there. Yeah, and Rui we just kind of never play because he's a mean projection guy. If Rui goes 25, 10, and 2 out of nowhere, I still don't think he matters, but I wouldn't be like shocked,
I would be.
Okay. Oh, good shit. Nez, another shocking one here in terms of pace because the Blazers, they are the second. Let me check my notes here. They are the 3rd fastest team in all of basketball here. They're living up to what they told us they were going to do in the preseason. There's a 228.5, 4 by way of the Thunder on the road here. I do believe when I was looking last night that this was higher than 4. Yeah, 5s, 5.5s last night. I thought I saw it even higher than that. So that's interesting. But yeah, we get Denny Avdia going every single time. We have the OKC, do you take Shea or do you take Cade debate? We have Chet, who's back in the fold here, which has kind of cannibalized people who were excited to play Hartenstein in the past. Yeah, just thoughts on this one in general, draftable pieces.
Did we get their injury report?
Let me just confirm right now because I'm looking at the most recent one that I had. We just got the 330. I'm looking for Warriors on it. Make sure Warriors, because that's how I'll know if it's new or not. Okay, yeah, we got Warriors on there, and we got Blazers, yeah. So no Scoot, no Dame. Probable tag for Shaden. Out tag for Matisse Thybulle and Blake Wesley right now. No injury report for OKC on the back-to-back yet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll definitely be one to monitor because I agree with Emwald. I think Chet maybe straight to out even.
Okay.
But that is that'll be remain to be seen.
Yep.
SGA. Hey man, if you wanted to take Cade Cunningham over SGA tonight, I don't think that that's crazy. I'm not doing it. I'm just saying I do not think it is that crazy. Up a back-to-back against Portland while they are pace up, little tough with Tamani, and then Cade gets a softer matchup. I don't think it's that crazy, but I'm not doing it. I'm just saying if you want to get nutty, do your thing.
Okay.
I have no Chet, but yeah, because I think that he's out, and if he is in, I don't necessarily love it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously they played last night. It was a blowout affair. Let's call it. They won by 25, if memory serves, right?
I thought it was 15.
Oh, 126 to 107. Yeah. So not that crazy. In terms of blowout run, SGA didn't even play the fourth quarter at all. Chet played half of the fourth quarter. Hartenstein played half of the fourth quarter. Aaron Wiggins closed in its entirety in the last bit there. Yeah.
So at any rate, man, for the Thunder, it's basically only SGA for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not scrolling down to AJ Mitchell or Aaron Wiggins here, even though they're good basketball players.
Sure.
Or Cason Wallace. It's just SGA for me.
Okay. Remind everybody that Lou Dort, AJ Mitchell, and Jalen with a Y came into yesterday with Q tags, then all participated in shoot around and played through. Dort was like an illness tag. Yeah, we're going to get a report here in a bit. But if you play Chet out right now, is there if you play Chet out and you play one of auxiliary guys out who were listed with Qs yesterday, or like Caruso out on the back-to-back because they don't want to stretch that. I don't think he played very much last night, to be honest. Oh, he played 23. Okay, that was a little bit more than I thought I saw. Is there any reason to get excited as a scroll the F down for anyone?
Not until we get unless injury news dictates it. But as of now, no. I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. You get Chet out right now. What would you jam anybody?
I still don't think I would.
Okay.
No. Maybe Wiggins, perhaps. I don't feel confident about it.
Sure. Yeah. The nice thing you can say is pace. The bad thing you can say is OKC plays slow, and there's good half court defense on both sides, and there's good transition defense on the Portland side, or on both sides as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like something worth getting to. I don't know. We'll see. I might change my tune, but as of now, no.
Yeah. Like Hartenstein will project way better than his ADP if you get Chet out, but I never like playing Hartenstein, and I've been a huge proponent of where the fuck's the ceiling.
Yeah.
Only started to come off 30 minutes last night. SGA played 29 and Chet played 30.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting question from TK. How often would you pair Denny with SGA and hoping that it's a track meet and a back and forth and stays tight? Any game correlation stuff for you on this one?
I think that's a fine thing to think about. I don't necessarily think that that's a must here. It's a 4-point spread. I think either one is totally fine to take alone. Sure. I don't think you have to think about it in that regard necessarily.
All right. Sounds good to me. Let me just see. That's the old one. Okay. All right. Good radio. All right, here we go. On to the next game. Last game on the slate here. Warriors and Kings here. Latest game, 10. I guess all three of them. None of this 11 p.m. Coast-to-coast bullshit that nobody likes on Tuesday night. Even the West Coast guys aren't huge fans of that. I'm not going to lie. But Golden State Warriors at the Kings here. This is 4 points for the Kings. So Windhurst up on that one. 226 here. We just got the injury report from the Warriors. You get Jimmy Butler, who only played 14 minutes last night and came into the affair with lower back stuff. He comes out of the game with lower back stuff. Draymond has a Q tag. Pods has a Q tag. And Steph Curry has already been ruled out. Al Horford will rejoin after not playing last night. And then on the Kings side, we have a Q tag on Sabonis. I don't know if this is like a little bit of push-pull here, but it's a rib cage listing there. And then Zach LaVine has the Q tag with the lower back stuff, which is a Q tag that he played through last game or
I think
2
so,
games ago. Yeah, last game, I believe, something like that. So a lot of moving pieces here, dude. I see people speculating on Russ, speculating that Russ could join the starting unit, whether if he could be in there no matter what, but then he could also have an expanded role if there's no LaVine, no Sabonis this evening. Also some push-pull with the other side with, no Steph, no Jimmy. All of a sudden, the Russ stuff looks a little bit better. So I see people playing speculative Russ in the last round, people taking the Sabonis Q tag. And then outside of that, man, it's primarily just like late darts in this game. A little bit of Kuminga here and there if people sit. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jimmy Butler's a pretty nice pick in the 6th round. Nobody's taking him because they thought he would sit. ADP 32.8, so okay, I guess he can pick more than I realized, but he's been there pretty much any time I wanted it.
Yep.
If he plays, I think he's a really good play. And if he sits, cool, you get a swap in the 6. No harm done there. And the fact that he wasn't immediately ruled out, I think, is pretty bullish.
Especially after yesterday, he was dealing with the Q all day. We didn't know if he's going to go or not. People were speculating that he would sit the front end, Steph would sit the back end, then he would play the back end, like that sort of thing. For him to play a little bit limited, aggravate, and then still not just go to an out tag the next day is kind of like, oh, okay, there's a real shot here.
That's what I think. Kuminga, now that Butler has a Q tag, is not necessarily the jam that he once was. I think you kind of have to slow your roll on that, even though I still think Kuminga is a good play with or without Jimmy, given no Steph. But that got interesting with the Jimmy Q tag for sure.
The Sabonis stuff, dude. Good note in the chat from T Cage here that he hurt the rib cage 3 minutes into the last game versus the Nuggets, and then still played the rest of the game there. He's typically a guy who plays through Qs, man. He plays a lot and he plays through. But this is also a guy that was banged up to start the year, missed a couple games, came back, got a little bit of a slow ramp up. Obviously, a different injury. But yeah, what do you think?
That's good to know. I wasn't aware of that. I've been getting him really late in my drafts, so I've been taking him.
Yeah.
Pick 18 to 20, I think is totally fine to take some Sabonis, and that's where he's been falling, sometimes even past that. So, yeah, I think 40 fantasy points of Sabonis is always something that I'm interested in. And if we get no Draymond, he's even more exciting to play.
Yeah, good shout, man. He's been up to 36 in each of his last couple there. Who is the highest ceiling on the Kings tonight?
Russell Westbrook, or
yeah, it's crazy to say, right? But it's like we haven't seen like full Sabonis ceiling yet. We've seen a couple 40 burgers and that sort of thing. It's still early in the season there, but when all of the guys are in, they all kind of like cannibalize each other like ever so slightly. I'm not overly excited to play DeMar tonight. I'm not overly excited to play LaVine with the Q tag. I kind of like the idea of jamming Russ if you get, a LaVine out or you get a Sabonis out.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of waiting. That's what I'm waiting on. People are getting ahead of it. I personally am going to wait on it, even though we just saw him have a good game. But I'm waiting. I'm going to wait.
Okay.
And hopefully swap to a bunch of them if I can.
Your
narrative, just draft them.
Your narrative from Best Ball Streets is playing pretty well right now, where it was like they wanted Russ, they were prioritizing Russ. Russ was always part of their plan, and nobody was drafting Russ. And then as soon as he signed, he was going in the 170s, 160s, something like that. He was basically free. And defensive stats be damned and EPM be damned. Russ is pretty fucking fun still from a fantasy standpoint.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. But yeah, I'm going to wait and see on that right now. His ADP is 32.6, so I'll be acting accordingly. if things really break his way. If we end up getting no Sabonis, then I also am going to introduce DeMar DeRozan into the player pool. Makes a lot of sense. This is one, man, like on both sides, right? Like, let's just say, so like LaVine and Sabonis sit, Russell Westbrook becomes like a 3rd round pick.
Sure.
Like DeMar DeRozan becomes like a 4th round pick.
Yep.
And if everybody on the Warriors sit, like a lot of guys become draftable, mainly Kuminga and well, damn, Pods has the Q tag too.
Yeah, Pods has a Q too. Yeah, so Q's on Butler, Green, Pods. I mean, and you're only going to get like what 24 minutes Al Horford. So it's going to be some Kerr bullshit, man. It's going to be spread. You're going to get a Moses Moody start. You're going to get Gary Payton Jr. start, but nobody likes to play him. You're going to get some weird shit. So some guys are going to have to play through some cues, and they're going to figure it out as the day goes on.
So if Jimmy sits and Draymond sits, I guess you can give it like take or leave Draymond. I think, and Podziemski plays. I was going to say, I think Podziemski becomes like a really interesting scroll.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
In terms of usage, that opens up. If Jimmy plays, man, does he look pretty, like if Jimmy's active, damn, where does he go without Steph here against the Kings?
Yeah,
20th round, like right around Sabonis or no?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably like in that range. Like people will be a little scared that he's like hampered and playing through something based on what they saw last night and him leaving the game early. That's like range of outcome again tonight.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think this is gonna be like some Kerr 12-man bullshit tonight, even without Steph.
Probably.
Yeah. I'd get way more excited to play the King side of things, but I think the field would too.
Yeah, a lot of moving pieces here that you're going to want to keep an eye out on.
Yeah. John with a good point here that like, Russ is going a decent bit, so he won't always be there for the swaps. Jay Fresh with the comp, man. Comp guy strikes again here. Keenan Allen being the Russ of our generation. Russ being the Keenan Allen relative to the BBM stuff. Yeah.
It's a good take.
Also, we talked about this last night, Nez, about the swap windows based on what was going to happen with Jimmy or something. Good shout from Pitch here that this is 3 games that are going to be swappable at that 10 window. So even if you get no Jimmy, like you or no Sabonis or whatever, there's going to be lots of games to swap to if we get the stuff prior to tip for that 10 p.m. Eastern window.
Good shout. Good shout.
Yeah, I think as of right now, I think I'd swap to Ayton. I know it's not the greatest matchup, and he could be in foul trouble against Wemby, but I think he'd probably be my favorite. Now that could all change if all the Q tags get ruled in and or out. Aaron Wiggins could come into our life. Pods could come into our life. Kuminga and Russ, if they're there, could come into our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Jay Witt's just saying he doesn't see how he could play tonight, but he wished that he will tonight. Yeah.
I just don't know why he isn't rolled out.
Yeah.
Seems like it'd be a very easy call.
Yeah, it's true. Get you Mr. Good Boys in the chat. Mr. Good Boys being, in fact, a Mr. Good Boy. Nez, that's it, man. That's 11 games. That was a lot. That's almost 2 hours. We're going to hop in the draft streets here, see what it looks like. Just a reminder to everybody that the bulk enter function, you don't realize how good we have it until it's gone. Remember a real throwback slate yesterday to have to hand enter 100 drafts and push the plane and this sort of thing. The bulk enter feature is back. We are so back. The engineers are working on some of the other stuff on the back end right now.
Thank God. I will be right back while we wait for this draft to start.
Sounds good. Yeah, got P in here. We got Trackus in here. We got the Goat Hop Grower. We got Chad G. We got Jared D85, all friends and family on the site here, all screen names that we see all the time. Yeah, this is an interesting question. Like, will a swap be in the winning lineup tonight is the question. I just given the, I don't know, just given how prevalent the Q tags are this evening, I'd venture to guess yes. that being said, it's like it's a lot of push pull. I would encourage people to mess around with the conditional projections on Unabated, to mess around with the conditional stuff on the ETR. Really get a feel for what the slate's going to look like with these if then statements, right? Like, if no Jimmy, then what? Like everybody's going to say, well, obviously Kuminga, idiot. Like, well, yes, of course, but Kuminga's getting drafted at a good frequency. Do you want to play into that ownership? Can we play into some different angle? Do you want to be the guy who's drafting right now, who is taking, Kuminga in the 5th, Russ in the 6th, because nobody else is going to have access to that later? Just thoughts to get ahead of. You might be burning lineups if everybody plays through the Q tags, but you also might be creating super teams. We get Joker here, pace up environment. You guys can see that Luka and Joker, relative to the Solver stuff, projecting very similarly there, but we'll go ahead and take Joker on this one.
Good call. Love that pick.
Thank you.
Genius pick.
The people need the UD pick 'em this evening. He's got 30% boost to use. We could check. We could check. There you see it, Nez, in real time that people are taking Cade over SGA tonight. Ooh. I get it.
Yeah, underdog pick'em lobbies like Cade over Shea.
Okay.
For whatever it's worth.
Yep. I respect it. No bias. Pace up. I respect it. We see what we see constantly, guys, which is this Maxi plus Siakam or Maxi plus Sengun. If you want to flip the board tonight, it's to do it from the 6 hole here. It's to play the narrative that, like, hey, Maxi's been scorching hot. He's coming off of his birthday. Might have had a couple wobblies after the game last night. Actually, probably not, to be honest, after they lost in such a crushing way after being up 24. But you play the narrative of, like, Maxi cools off a little bit, and you play Sengun plus Mobley or Towns plus that, or Sengun plus whoever there. JB is kind of like an end of a tier for a lot of people here, Nez. Do you feel similarly?
Yeah, I like JB against the Wiz a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's been kind of automatic for me there.
Yeah. I haven't preloaded my combo stuff yet because I only did 20 this morning, but evergreen reminder, guys, if you are drafting with the Solver, and I will be for the remainder of the day here, that you'll be mapping your combos here all the time. You can just go right into your drafts, your completeds, check it out, click on the Hump Day Hoops, sync your exposures, and boom, now my 20 are in there right there. We go back to the active tab, go to the draft, check it out. It looks like I haven't taken Bam with this grouping yet. Haven't taken KD. We could flip, Sabonis up. We could take Ant. Who do you like, Nez?
I like Bam.
All right, Bam it is. We get a little bit of game correlation there. The combination of Joker plus Jaylen Brown plus Bam in my first 20 drafts does not exist yet. So we instantly have a unique front end combination to work off of.
Yeah, the Amen projection is super high.
Yeah.
I get it. And the Solver is going to want you, or not the Solver, but like projections are going to advise that you take Amen, at that pick there where we took Bam, but like I believe I have some 4th round Amen. So like for whatever it's worth, like, maybe just play it and try to get it to come back to you.
Yeah, for sure. The models love Amen. They actually have Amen over some of the KD stuff. You see in our draft right here that Goat Hop Grower takes Amen over KD. I get it, I guess. But, stock stealing hasn't really been there for Amen quite yet. It's obviously a great matchup for both stocks and pace against the Grizz there. Yeah, kind of like a soft rest spot for KD if he only plays 28 kind of deal, but not a given.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Ant goes at 15, so you're not really getting a discount on that Q tag. Laurie goes at ADP. Denny goes at ADP. Sabonis goes at ADP with the Q tag. So just kind of like a room that's not giving up much right now, which means we might have to create our own path.
Okay.
Ja comes back to me here. Us here. Man, I know the vibes are bad. I know the projection is fragile. I'm not passing on Ja at 23.
Good.
That's kind of where I'm drawing my line in the sand. Oh, and we got some hoops. Hopefully, Gut P is not paying attention to the hoops, and I will make a selection right after this. Nez, please do not say the hoops aloud. Hoops. We got our
It's
first.
forcing its way out. I can't.
We got our first double hoops. Double hoops.
Take Russ. Take Russ.
We're going to go and we're going to take either Russ or DeRozan here. I think it's probably more fun to take Russell Westbrook and just fuck around, find out. Do you agree, Nez?
Yeah, take Russ, baby.
All right. So Russ is going to become a new staple of like the third, fourth, that kind of stuff, because we did just get the double hoops. We got Zach LaVine ruled out. Sabonis ruled out. Man, we could see a clusterfuck tonight of Malik Monk ball evening out here for the Kings. And now seeing and knowing this, Nez, and knowing, I mean, I'm really hesitant to put Jimmy in lineups this evening. I think there's going to be a little bit of a push-pull here where it's like, he aggravated something last night. Let's get ourselves a rest spot and run with 11, 12 on the Warriors side of our lesser players.
Yeah. Could definitely see that happening for sure.
Kuminga goes there for the goat hop grower. He's trying to get ahead of it as well. Jared takes Jimmy because he is free relative to the pick, and he'll give you a little bit of swapability. We could double down and take DeRozan on the same team because they're both going to project better than this spot. They do cannibalize one another a little bit. Trey Murphy, you said you were a little bit out on it, Nez. VJ sitting here. Michael Porter or Cam Thomas as
Asar.
What's up?
Asar Thompson.
No. You like Asar? No. You like Asar tonight?
Of course.
I'm off it. If you're gonna get me to scroll to 26 minutes of someone, I'll pick someone else.
Oh, you better fix those inputs.
I like the VJ play. It's leverage off the Maxi stuff. He didn't get fully full last night. I think we could see a little bit of the handling return this evening without Embiid and that sort of thing. Just need a little bit more from him. I'm taking VJ. I'd rather scroll the beef stew than Asar as well.
You guys are out of your fucking minds.
Oh, no, he's not a beef stew respector, guys. He's not a respector.
You guys are legitimately insane.
AZ cards say the Badge Bros have been ruining value since 2022. It is 100% correct, but we love it, and we have so much fun doing it. Nez, that was fun to get a little bit of hoops on the clock there. We get a Westbrook double scroll here with the Westbrook plus the VJ. We get Joker plus Bam in that game environment. We get a falling John Morant who's going to project better than that, and we get Jaylen Brown in a good spot to cook. Let's close the show with one of two things here. Favorite scrolls given our new circumstances here where we think the Sacramento guys move up a little bit right now. Let's just kind of use the guys who are still on the board here, Nez. Favorite remaining picks?
Let's see here.
You like the SAR?
Yep. All the Nets guys.
All the Nets guys. So Porter, Cam Thomas, and you shouted out Nick Claxton
Yep.
earlier. Actually, I think he's a Nick with just the C. Yeah. Nick Claxton there. Breaking news. Wolves have strong optimism that Anthony Edwards will play this evening. So flipping Ant Edwards and Julius Randle's ADP seems interesting.
I can see it. I mean, I anticipate it. That's why I have so much Ant.
Yep. Hopefully he's full this evening, but conditional upgrade from Unabated is 65% chance to play this evening. It feels like a year ago that we talked about it, but Keyshawn George with the no Middleton and just the Boston matchup there. Pritchard, you kind of liked that one a bit. If we can get Gafford up to 28, yeah.
Yeah, just water it down.
Water it down.
We're giving you the plays. Just pick one, bro. Just pick one.
Yeah, LaRavia and Ayton will come into play now, even though it's a tough defensive matchup and not the fastest ball game in the world.
Yep.
Jaden McDaniels is probably off our scroll list now that we're going to get Ant.
Yeah. I think this is probably it for Pick'ems. I mean, for scrolls. Let's get a Pick'em in, and then I unfortunately got to run.
Let's do it, man. Anything that has piqued your interest as I bring up the Unabated Pick'em tool?
Well, it was Russell Westbrook fucking double. Yeah. You ain't getting that now, buddy. No, I like I you know me, man. I like shooting these mega ceilings, but I'll keep it light here. Let's go Nick Claxton PRA.
Okay.
Just hit the higher on that bad boy.
Yep. Respect that.
Yep, really into that one. Just think he's got a role right now that's very, very good. So for sure playing that. Let's see here. Looking for like double doubles that I like.
Okay.
Nothing that's like really popping off too much. Maybe like SAR double double is pretty interesting.
Yeah, you talked about like in that the Kata spot a little bit.
Yeah, either double double or PRA. I like SAR tonight, man. So I'm playing SAR in drafts. I think he's fine in pick'ems too.
Okay. I'm seeing some lowers on Justin Champagnie. I'm seeing some lowers on Julius Randle. That's another one too. Okay, let's do the SAR one. You said PRA and or double double. Double double is just a 1.38, so let's just play the PRA. I'm seeing a Pelly Larson higher on threes. Let's see if we can get a Minnesota something here. Yeah, it looks like we don't have. See if we can get a Julius Randle. Okay. How about a Julius Randle lower on the PRA to go alongside it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, before things fully heat up there. It might ever so slightly be hedged, the fact that it's still up, but they also might not have access to the information in which we do. All right, Claxton higher, SAR higher, lower on Julius Randle. Dropping that one in the chat for everybody there. Want to see a head-to-head Jon versus Nez beef stew versus a SAR. I mean, Nez would just be lighting it on fire, bro. Minimum 50 fantasy point projection this evening. Absolutely. Jordan, yes, Sabonis just went undrafted because he has been ruled out, my friend. Yes, so he should go undrafted the remainder of the day there. All right, Nez. That's it, man. 11 games of hoops, a couple drafts, a couple pick'ems. all the action. Those were all the scrolls. Good luck to everybody this evening. Get your Mr. Good Boys in the chat. And Nez, no strip Nez, approximate time this evening.
Probably like 9:30 Central. So like 10:30 Eastern, 10:30 or 11 Eastern is typically my lock-in time. So yeah, dog bowls tonight. Maybe some sweat alongs. We'll see. Hopefully some sweat alongs.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sweat along. We'll have 3 games of hoops still rolling at that point. Sweat your hoop stuff with Nez. Draft some dog bowls. Our first week-long version of the BR stuff this week, because we haven't talked about that slate at all. So that'll be people's first introduction to that. Tomorrow, don't hold your breath, but maybe get a Primetime Palooza members only stream. Maybe not. It might be at an obscure time as well from your boy. Otherwise, we might take a much needed and deserved day off for a change, and then be back on Friday with Pete for Off and On the Clock there. Maybe bring some basketball content for Friday's Monster Slate as well. We'll talk through that then. But outside of that, thank you guys for spending the time with us. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, all that fun stuff. Everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. Peace. Good luck in your hoops tonight.